Okay guys, I normally just make short videos, but I can't talk this fast to give you the information. So I'm going to make this just a quick video explaining benzocaine. So people are telling me it just shouldn't be used in infants. Shouldn't use it in infants anyway. It should never even been put out there for people to be like, oh, use it in kids. If you go to the kids section, it is not in there. So it's common sense to not use adult stuff in the adult dental section on kids. So we're just going to put that to bed real quick. So I'm going to put information all over the place of what it says about benzocaine. Benzocaine is dangerous. It can happen in 1 use or 10 uses or whatever, so they say. And I'm not saying it's going to happen to everybody. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the information is it can cause a blood oxygen level and in your blood and cause major issues of a blood disorder, which is extremely dangerous. So it's not that it's very rare. Listen, I have diseases that are considered rare and very rare. I still got it though. So you'll never know who ends up getting it. That's why I give out the information. So from information, even I had my old videos you guys could check out because I'm not going through 800 videos. But in there, benzocaine can be dangerous. That's why if you look on the back of it, of anything, whether it's Oragel, not all Oragels have it, but whatever products have it, Benzodent, Oragel, Ambisol, whatever. First of all, and I looked it up. First of all, this is crazy. It only gives about 15 minutes to 20 minutes of relief. Is it worth it though? I always tell everybody Curoxin is the better. It's all natural stuff that you literally find in your cabinet, which a lot of people didn't even know some of the stuff you can actually use as an antiseptic and a pain reliever, which is cool. Again, that'll be a whole different video of things you guys can use. I'll do all that research because I do not remember it. I did that video 2 years ago. But Curoxin has all the goods in it, like clove oil. I know vanilla also does it too, but clove oil is the major one that's a pain reliever and antiseptic. They also advise, even in the information that I read from the FDA and all that, that they advise people using saltworm water instead. I don't know why people would give their kids Benzodent, benzocaine, anything with benzocaine in it. Like, it's not in the kids section. When you have a kid, I have two, and when they're babies, you get stuff in the baby section. You can also ask your doctor and they'll tell you no. But why would you use adult products that are in the adult section on kids? Like, I know there was a warning to dentists to not use it on kids, which should have been common sense. But that's, again, in the 1970s and 50s and stuff like that, where they were using everything on everybody. For God's sakes, it was even freaking actual Coke inside of Coke, which was crazy. That was really crazy. Why would they do that? But I only give out the information. I don't tell anybody what to do. You guys can do what you want. But even when I was early stages and becoming a denture wearer, I'd want to know all the information so I can pick out my own choice with all the information given. If you're not given the information, say you get sick with this, you're going to be like, man, I wish I knew. Here I am giving you the facts. This is where you should know. So I'm going to just pop up shit all through here. No idea where I'm putting it, wherever I fit it. But yes, it can happen. Absolutely can happen. And there's a lot of cases that haven't even FDA said that. There's so many cases that hasn't even been reported to the FDA. And even like with all my autoimmune things I've happened, nothing was ever reported to anybody. It was just treated and dealt with. So there's a lot of things that happen out there that, you know, people wouldn't know. Even if you start to get it and say you don't need it anymore, you stop using it, well, you wouldn't even know if you had it unless it got bad. So there's different stages and degrees from what I read. There's like stage 1 and stage 2. But it is possible for it to cause that. I would never want to use, I have a host of health issues. So I would never want to use something that may be a chance I can get this, no matter how small or big, because I seem to get rare and very rare shit anyway. So when I found out, because everybody swore by it through the community, but nobody talked about the black label warning. And when I flipped around, I was like, huh, always read the box, guys. Always read the information. Because benzocaine is dangerous. FDA normally doesn't put black label stuff on things, like black label, bold covering half the box on the back. They don't do that unless it's actually serious. Because if something is like very rare or minor things can happen or even medium things can happen, They don't put black label warnings. Putting a black label warning means it's crazy. So you just got to be careful. So when many times people ask me, how often do you have to use it for it to happen? From what they said on their site, and you can go look on the site, because they talk heavily about the kids, but you got to get past that section, talk about the adults. It's common sense not to use it on kids, but not everybody has that. The whole thing is that it's your choice. You could do whatever you want. I just give out the information, and I didn't know. No one told me. They're like, hey, use this. It's great. But I didn't know, and I already have a blood disorder. I didn't want to mess with that. Because you never know when you're going to fit in that profile of uncommon or rare. And their definition of rare is like, there's, say, like, hypothetically, I don't even remember, like 60 million people in the US. So when there's like 20,000 or a million, they call that rare or very rare. That's still a lot of freaking people, bruh. So I'm using that as an example. Even people, if there was like 2 million people diagnosed, they still count that as very rare. So to me, I'd rather not be in that. I don't want to be in that section. Sorry guys, I'm just checking on the fried dough I've been making, which is kind of everywhere. I don't know if you can see it there, but whatever. So I wanted to give out the information because people are like, oh, it's only for children. No. Because it's an adult section. In the adult section of stuff, like, it was even in Walmart in the denture section. No infant has dentures. And with teething, there's teething stuff in the baby section that's all natural. I think Humphreys is what I used on my sons. No benzocaine stuff in it. But just giving you guys the information. So please don't ever get the mindset where nothing will ever happen to me, or nothing bad will happen, or, oh, it's like one in like a bazillion people can get it. You never know when you fall in that line. So when you're given all the information, which is what everybody should be given, when you're given all the information, you want to make your own choice out of it. So if you know the risks and harms and you still feel like that you're cool with using it, then use it. I don't care. I just give out the information so people knew, because I was one of those people that had no freaking idea when I first started out, because everybody swore by it. Swore by a lot of stuff that didn't work either. But I'd rather not risk any more health issues. So I'm popping things along here. You guys can just look it up yourself. FDA, it's funny because when I did it 2 years ago, I have more information that's on that video. They never spoke about children. So something must have been bad for them to recently add that, because that wasn't on there when I got my dentures done. So all the parents out there, please don't use benzocaine on your kids. Please. They have weakened immune systems. They have to build up their immune system. And, them ingesting it because they're babies, they're not going to know not to lick or eat. It's just not safe. That should have been just obvious, but to each their own. But yes, benzocaine products can be dangerous, and it sucks. Because, it works great for pain, but when you have open extractions, and bleeding, it's probably not best to use it. Even when I spoke to my dentist, he goes, it should only be used, like, even if you wanted to, for a few days at your worst. He's like, it should never be consistently used for, a month or 6 months or a year. It should never be long term. It should only be short term if adults want to use it. And he's like, and just know the risks. Because I even asked him about it, and he goes, oh yeah, it's pretty common for, in his dental world of his stuff or whatever. He was telling me that, yeah, there's been many cases. He's like, so that's why there's just given the information. He goes, did you see the label? I was like, yeah, I just saw it now. Because my primary is the one that warned me about it. And I was like, crap. And I looked at the back and I was like, well, that sucks. I use a lot of stuff in life, guys, that I've never seen a black label, big ass label stating, warning, this can cause this and you can die from it, so just be careful. So I just believe in giving everybody information. That's why I even started my YouTube channel to begin with. So people knew we're not told anything. Like nothing. So I'd rather give people all the information that they can go off of and make their own choice. If you know all the warning signs and you still think it'll benefit you, knock yourself out. But I believe in everybody should have all the information. So if you guys have any benzocaine products, like Benzodent, some Oragels, I think there's one Ambisol or whatever, check the back and you can read the label yourself. It'll show it right there, but it is not like one person got it, or whatever. Think of it. The whole world is like billions of people. And to them, if 100,000 got it or a million, that's very rare to them. I don't want to be in that million people. I'm just saying. So there's your information, guys. Wanted to clarify it because I do shorts of just random quick information that everybody should know. And when they say, oh, it's just not for children, the warning's on the adult box. It's really not good to use for a certain period of time. Even one use, it says it can happen, which that sucks. And I didn't want to take that risk. But if everybody else wants to take the risk, do you. When Curoxin first came out, that's when I seized my opportunity for that. Because it's all natural, completely. And that did the job better than Benzodent to me. So I'd rather just be safe and use something all natural, Or if you guys got clove oil in your house, I'm a big baker, so I have all this crap in my house. Vanilla also does it, but clove oil is better. It actually numbs, and it's a natural antiseptic. Do not use it 4 times a day, though. You're not even supposed to do that with benzocaine products. You're only supposed to use it at your worst. Not like for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 6 times a day. Like, you're definitely not supposed to. But to me, 15 minutes of pain-free is definitely not worth it. But, again, my choice. I just want to give you guys the information. Because I remember when I first started the journey, I made a video. It was out for 6 months. And some girl said she was in the hospital and they told her about this. And she was being tested for it. But they caught it right as it was starting. So she was all good. But she was like, I'm so glad you did that video. I just wish I saw it sooner. And I was like, I always tell you guys, you can ask me questions anytime of what's better, what's safer. Because if you have bad luck like I do medically, it's not worth the risk sometimes. It's really not. Definitely not to me. Because I keep getting everything that's rare and very rare. And hard to get completely. So I don't take that risk. But hopefully this information has helped you guys. At least you get all the information, Even if you still want to use it, to each their own. At least you have the information, So, in case you were like one of the people that I didn't read the back of the box, I just went by off what other people said to use. Hopefully I can help somebody. Curoxin, I believe, is still out there using it. I mean, I don't need the pain stuff anymore. But I know Rite Aid had it. Walgreens used to have it. And I didn't see it on their new mod, so I don't know. Even Walmart. Guys, Walmart, most of the denture stuff is gone. All of it. All the soft reliners, Polydent denture brush, like Fresh and Bright, gone. Everything is gone. So I'm going to do some research and find why the hell that is. Might get a hold of Walmart, see if I can speak to somebody in marketing. Because I know companies, when you do a mod, a company buys the space. You're going to tell me all those companies ditched out at Walmart? I don't know about that. But love you guys. Have a great day. Have a healthy, happy denture day. Later, guys.